What's up, everyone? It's a Muslim here. I hope everyone had a fun Super Bowl Sunday. Marvel fans all over the world were treated to never before seen footage for the upcoming Avengers film. In this video, I'll give my breakdown of what was seen in the new Super Bowl TV spot and some of my theories on what may happen in Avengers Endgame. Let's take a look at the TV spot.
Some people move on, but not us. Not us.
Super Bowl big game TV spot for Avengers Endgame is only about 30 seconds long, but there's a lot of information to unpack here. First off, I wanted to point out how the TV spot starts out with a quick flashing of scenes from previous MCU films before showing the Marvel Studios production logo. What's interesting about this is that the scenes flash featured characters that disappeared due to the snap at the end of Avengers Infinity War. The first shot is of Hope Pym being shown the Wasp suit by her father Hank Pym in the post-credit scene in Ant-Man 1. Unlike all the other characters, she's the only one that did not appear in Avengers Infinity War. We saw her disappear while Scott Lang was in the Quantum Realm in the post-credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp. The second character shown on screen is Nick Fury during the opening act of the original Avengers film. Remember, we didn't see Nick Fury until the post-credits scene in Avengers Infinity War. Then we get a shot of Spider-Man's introduction at the airport in Germany during Captain America's Civil War. Next is Doctor Strange when he finally gets the respect of the Cloak of Levitation in his solo film. Falcon during the mission in Nigeria at the beginning of Civil War. Scarlet Witch as she defends Vision during the Scotland scene in Infinity War. Here is the prison scene where the Guardians of the Galaxy work for the very first time. The scene where T'Challa walks into Shuri's lab at the beginning of Black Panther. We also see Bucky's first appearance as the Winter Soldier when he catches Captain America's shield. Finally, we see Vision when he defeats Ultron at the end of the second Avengers movie. All of the scenes are grayed out outside of the red colors. The Marvel Studios logo has the red 10 to symbolize the franchise's 10-year anniversary since Iron Man 1 came out in 2008. Just like the first trailer, the Marvel Studios logo turns into dust to symbolize the decimation that was caused by Thanos' snap at the end of Avengers Infinity War. We see shots of a desolate New York. We're shown the Statue of Liberty and hundreds of boats surrounding Ellis Island. It's unsure whether the boats drifted to the island when everyone disappeared, or if it was a way for the remaining population to clean up stranded vessels. Then we see a shot of Citi Field, home of the New York Mets. Like Ellis Island, it looks like everyone left everything as is after the snap. This next scene, we see Steve Rogers in what appears to be a veterans meetup group, similar to the one ran by Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, at the beginning of Captain America Winter Soldier. It's unclear how many years have passed since Thanos killed half the universe, but judging by the national ad campaign that's shown, at least half a year has passed. In the background, we hear Captain America talk about how the Avengers can't move on. Then we see a flash of Tony and Nebula working together. This is assumed to be sometime after their encounter with Thanos on Titan. When the first trailer came out, I was unsure why we didn't see Nebula with Tony Stark, but judging by how Rocket wasn't featured as well, it seemed like they wanted to focus more on the original Avengers. Also, given that Tony and Nebula are still together and trying to survive since the event on Titan, I don't think too much time could have passed. My favorite part about this moment is it reminds me of when Tony Stark was able to build the original Mark I Iron Man in the cave. Since this is the culmination of 10 years of storytelling, it's nice to see odes to films that started it all, especially the original Iron Man. I'm sure whatever Tony and Nebula come up with will be sufficient enough to get him out of the situation. I mean, Tony Stark's one of the smartest human beings in the MCU.
It's impossible.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Then there's a scene with the Avengers out in the middle of a field. It looks like Black Widow, Captain America, Bruce Banner, aka Hulk, and Rhodey, aka War Machine, are looking up to the sky. This could be the arrival of unexpected help. Maybe Captain Marvel, maybe Ant-Man, maybe it's the arrival of Tony Stark on Earth. I'm not really sure, who knows. What's interesting is that there's a large amount of space between Bruce Banner and Rhodey. This is mostly likely due to a big reveal that Marvel Studios is trying to keep hidden at the moment. I guess they don't want the film to get ruined before the movie actually comes out. This happens again in a later shot, but we'll talk about that later. Then there's a shot of Rocket opening a door to some sort of cabin or shed. It's really unclear where he is. There's some water in the background. I initially thought it could have been the new Titan that Thanos created at the end of the last Avengers movie. But I don't think Marvel Studios would spoil the movie so easily, especially seeing that we probably wouldn't see until closer to the end of the film, or at least the middle. This is the same production company that puts fake scenes in trailers to throw viewers off, so I don't think we should take everything as is. It's nice to see Rocket since he was missing from the original trailer. Then we see a glimpse of Black Widow in the Avengers facility, shooting her gun off, looking really angry. She still has the blonde hair from Infinity War, and it looks like she hasn't really moved on from what has happened. Actually, it seems like everyone's really pissed off, in typical Avengers fashion. Then we see a shot of Ant-Man and War Machine suiting up. Then it looks like Thor contemplating in, I think, Wakanda. Then we get a shot of Hawkeye looking up in the sky. This could be the moment where Black Widow finds Clint to get them ready for round 2 against Thanos. Then we see a really interesting shot of Cap shaking and tightening the straps on his shield. I'm not really sure why he's shaking like that. He could be super overwhelmed and anxious to get back at Thanos. It could be a big emotional moment when he gets his shield back, since he hasn't had it since the end of Captain America Civil War. I've read some interesting theories online saying that he's actually weak and he can't hold the shield up because maybe he's badly wounded, or maybe Thanos even reversed the super soldier serum itself. I'm actually leaning towards this because I just don't see Steve Rogers not being able to carry that shield. Even if he is full of the fields, he's not going to be shaking. The final shot is the Avengers walking through the facility with Steve Rogers saying, "Not us." Just like the previous shot, we see a good amount of space between Ant-Man and War Machine. My hunch is that they're saving the Hulk reveal for the movie. The Marvel Studios is keeping it very close to their chest with their plans with Bruce Banner's character. I think it's because we're going to see Hulk in a way that's never been seen before. My guess is a Hulk that's a lot more intelligent than the one we saw in Thor Ragnarok. It seems like forever until the end of April, but there's only a couple more weeks left until the culmination of 10 years of storytelling is finally put on the silver screen. Who would have known in 2008, when Iron Man came out, that this huge movie franchise would develop and be as successful as it is? Well, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Do you disagree with any of my points? What are your theories on what will happen to Earth's mightiest heroes? How will characters such as Spider-Man and Black Panther come back to life to show up in their respective solo movies in the future? Are the Avengers actually going to successfully defeat Thanos in Endgame? Thanks for watching. Help me out by subscribing on YouTube. You can follow and subscribe to me also on Instagram and Twitch at its_a_Muslim.